recording this live, I wanted to make sure that everyone got the most optimal time that they possibly could out of this stream. There were a lot of hiccups, a lot of issues that came with the live stream where I had to find myself either shutting it down or continuing it. Ultimately, I decided to go with the latter because all of these individuals who took time out of their day deserve to be heard. And the conversation went so well by the end of it that I had no other choice but to give them and everyone a decent show. So, the video that I'm about to put up is the live stream that we did on Monday. I hope you enjoy the clip that I'm providing to go along with the context behind the discussion.
You don't get away with anything. And so you might think you can bend the fabric of reality and that you can treat people instrumentally and that you can bow to the tyrant without and violate your conscience without cause, but that is just not the case. You will pay the piper. When you pay, you might not even notice the causal connection between the sin and the payment. And one of the things you do in psychotherapy is people's lives take a twist and they go very badly wrong. And when you walk back through people's lives with them, you come to these choice points where you meet the devil at the crossroads and you find out that, well, you went left, let's say, and downhill when you should have gone right and uphill, and now you're paying the price for that. And you don't impose that as a therapist. You help people discover that or rediscover it because they often know at the time that they've made an error and then forget and then rationalize the forgetting and then, and then multiply the lies. And
yeah, it's a hard lesson because for a lot of us who are like the forefront, like the people that the pioneers in our families, I'm assuming, it's like you get this thing where you learn so much information and you learn all these things in life, and you want to go back to the neighborhood and share with everybody, or go back and pull people up. And it's not that you can't do that, but at first you gotta get yourself on solid ground. I know through my own life, when I left the streets and went to college and actually changed my life, I would have these moments where I would always want to go back to the old neighborhood and show everybody, look what I did before I had even really done anything yet. And lo and behold, I end up not doing good in this semester, or not doing good, or losing this or losing that. So like the brother said, it's okay to sometimes to be selfish first. You know what I'm saying? Before you can actually help your family and friends. So I agree.
If you're gonna try to reach out to people to be able to have discussions like these and teach people about discussions like these, that even when you can have different perspectives, at least try to hear each other out, talk about it with one another, understand different perspectives. But then when you can actually come to an agreement on something, it's due to the fact that, oh, right, this is something that we have in common here. Like, try to find some common ground here. Like, you want to be able to reach people's minds by saying that you're one of the people who has a voice to be able to send that message out there. And then you live by your own message on your own terms as well. Because then, if you're going to go down that path of being able to say the right things, but you do a full 180 afterwards, then what was the point in saying it? Right message, wrong messenger scenario. Got to be mindful about what you say and what you do in terms of how you're moving in the world. Because then if you're going to try to reach out to other people with the same message, you got to take accountability for yourself to be able to do those things. Can't just say it and expect the end result to be like, I'm just going to get brownie points for this. or I just want to benefit off of this. I just want to get attention off of this. Nah, you got to put in the work yourself. You could bring that up with others. Yeah, sure, you could. But you got to be able to put that work in yourself. Actually, this was something I brought up on another podcast on this. It starts with you. Once you come to that realization for yourself, then you can be able to reach out to others with that message. It starts with you. Because if you can't do it for yourself, how you going to do it for everybody else? How you going to tell that to everybody else? Before you hold somebody else accountable, hold yourself accountable. Make sure that you set yourself straight. Make sure that you got your mind right. Make sure that you moving the way you're supposed to be moving.
I want to speak on as far as friends, because that's one of the reasons why I wasn't as active on social media, because it was an issue with betrayal from someone that I thought I was close to. And I don't think some people realize when they hurt people, and it's not like I'm looking for revenge, because that's not what it's about. It hurts deep when it's the person is very close to you. That's why I don't have a lot of friends. And I'm trying to say that because I don't have a lot of friends because of that, because it's hard to trust people. So I do keep the people that are closest to me are very positive people, but I keep them at a distance because it's hard to trust once you've been betrayed by somebody that you care about. Because my son asked me, why don't you have a lot of friends? And I was trying to explain the best way I could to him, but I realized that he has to learn that on his own, why your mom doesn't have a lot of close friends. It's not that I'm not a caring person, because I am, but I have to protect my energy and myself and my heart. So I agree with that. You have to look at the people that are around you. So I'm very particular about who I keep around me and who I interact with. So I'm just going to pay attention more to what he says about, because I don't really listen to this person, but I'm going to pay attention to what he said. But I'm older now, so I know better. Anyway, I think that's it. I just wanted to talk about that because that's the reason I'm not as active on social media, because it's kind of hard to trust people. So and I'm not going to go too deep into that, but that's one of the reasons why I don't come on as often. I'm not on the lives as often, but I'll just try to change that. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say.
I've been listening to everybody speak and thinking on the video for myself, because it's a pretty cut and dry subject. Like, he said what he said, and it's kind of hard to dispute that. But just to expound on the discussion, like, with, as people call it, karma, visiting people for their actions, for their wrongdoings. Like, sometimes everybody falls short every now and then. People slip up and they do things that are immoral. That's humanity. And so that karma, as people call it, like, visits upon them, and they go through those hard times and those trials, and they pretty much they go through their retribution for what they've done, face those consequences, whether it's way further down the road. They go through those and they pass through those trials. And when you pass through those trials, I feel you come out blessed at the end for going through it, and doing the right thing, and acknowledging, like, this is not having that victim mentality and thinking, like, this is what it is. Like, you may not always connect the dots between the wrongdoing and the repercussions that come later on down the road, but once you go through those trials, you come out blessed and give out that energy. And the more you go through those trials for your past wrongdoings and you acknowledge it, the more you come out blessed and you put out that energy that attracts that energy back to you, that positive energy. And ultimately, the goal is to go through those trials to the point you have those blessings constantly coming into you. Like, you had those trials constantly coming to you for your constant wrongdoing. After you go through that, you have blessings constantly coming to you, and you get that energy back. For what you've gone through, you attract that energy, you put that energy out towards others.
To touch back on, what you were saying up there, Black Rose, with the with the trust piece. You know what I mean? That's a serious topic right there. I think that's what life is all about. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. We was put on this earth to kind of go through experiences. We gotta learn people, but before we learn people, we gotta learn ourselves. And going back to that circle piece, the having the right people around you, all of that's come from going through the bad experiences, showing who's for you and who's not for you. I'm a firm believer. I believe you can't, if you can't reach them, you can't teach them. So if somebody's not willing to listen to you or to hear you out, you know what I'm saying, then maybe it's not a good time for them to be reached. And you just gotta move on. Move on. The best part that I'm learning now in life is to make those mistakes as early as you possibly can. Make as many mistakes as early as you possibly can, because you can take those setbacks, if you want to call it that, and turn it into comebacks. You know what I'm saying? Because once you go back out there, you're gonna do it better and bigger the next time. As far as your circle, yeah, it comes from learning people and going through experiences to know, I need this person for this, I need this person for that. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be that person in return. And that's all it is. You want what you give, you know what I'm saying, in return. You know what I'm saying? So if you being a supportive friend and you positive, then damn it, that's what I want to hear too. If you can't give me that, then I'm gonna 86 you. I'm gonna cut you off. That's how people grow, and I think that's the way to kind of learn people. You know what I'm saying? To step over the karma and all of that, you gotta grow on your own, learn yourself, and then you'll really see your true circle. You know what I'm saying? You'll really start seeing people that's for you, and you'll get your true circle, and that's who your team is. If you follow sports, it be players on together all the time trying to win the Super Bowl, trying to win the championship, and they might got talent, but they don't have the chemistry. And chemistry is what's going to get you to that goal. So with that being said, you can have as many people around you. That don't mean you're going to get to the end goal without having the right pieces. Once you have the right pieces around you, it's nothing you can't accomplish. There's nothing you can't do. You actually is going to go up, and you're going to go up in the world. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go up instead of your energy always feeling like you got to come down to somebody else's level. You want somebody to challenge you. You want somebody to make you better.
It's a long, laborious, egregious, frustrating, taxing walk. A lot of people aren't strong enough to make it. It's unfortunate that we in times where holding someone accountable is a crime. I can't tell you that what you're doing is wrong, or I can't say nothing to you that's going to actually put you back on. If I do that, then I'm going to get canceled. I'm going to get scolded. I'm going to get ostracized and alienated for being in a position where I genuinely want to see you healthier, happier, and stronger. The way the world is set up right now, there's not nearly enough people and I think a lot of the message, I keep going back to that clip because it's something that people should actually take into consideration and actually you will humans innately have this predisposition to feel as though they're waiting for learning or hearing someone else's point of snare that is being put in place to keep you from living your fullest potential. That whole circle thing, legit. For folks who, think that having a bunch of people around you makes you somebody, I don't know. That's subjective. I don't have no one around me, and it's for a lot of reasons, a lot of valid reasons. But in order for you to really understand and know where I'm coming from, you'd have to be in a position where you've done the homework. You've put in the time and the effort to learn yourself. See, I've been forced into seasons where I had no other choice but to look at the skeletons in my closet. I had to revisit certain days where I did bodily harm to myself by smoking, drinking, and just so on and so on. I've literally had to be alone with my own demons, having conversations between me and the Creator. Why things continually happen the way they happen? Why do I keep falling in the same patterns? Slipping, falling, getting back up, slipping, falling, getting back up, slipping, falling, getting back up, all to just come back to the conclusion that it's things that I'm doing, and until I fix them and correct them, nothing's going to change. Well,